my dad was, these motherfuckers used to come over to my house when they were kids. I was just talking to I call him Uncle Clown. He's from Payback. I was just talking to him the other day, and he was like, I told him like, what was I saying? I was telling him like, if we can't control our shit in our city, and just some shit happens to where we start beefing, we lost. We already lost. Like, if two motherfuckers, we've never gunplayed or did none of that with each other, like in my city with the Crips. It's always just been like hands, and then that's it. The big homies get involved. Boom, y'all meet up, squad with my motherfucker don't like a motherfucker. But I told them the other day, like, we're a unit, bro. Like, it's crazy because it's a G thing, bro. Where I come from, it's all green. We all rock the same fucking logo. The Packers, you feel me? That's the logo. You see motherfuckers in Gardena with the Packer logo on, yeah, stay away from them. That's us.
But going back to your childhood though, it was lovely. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna ask you this, right? Because you keep bringing up your dad.
Yeah.
Do you feel like because your dad was who he was, you kind of grew up in it as opposed to kind of like getting involved in it?
Yeah, for sure. I was born into this shit, bro. I was born, bro, repping this shit. I remember when I was a kid, bro, like I had a bomb ass memory, fool. Like, I remember when I was like 4 years old, 5 years old. I remember my dad's homies, they used to put me on top of the car. They used to be like, throw that shit up. And I was a kid, bro. Like, I remember, like, I would just be like, I'll be throwing up the hood and shit. My mom would be tripping, like, don't be fucking telling them to do that shit. Like, and that's all I seen, bro, growing up was the hood. You feel me?
When did it click in your head that your dad was somebody from his area?
Like 7 years old. I already knew.
What was that instance that clicked in your head?
I looked outside of my window in my back apartment, and they were like having a meeting and shit. And Pops was like, he was like the main fool talking and shit, like
type shit.
Just like, and everybody was just like surrounded him and shit. My uncle was right there. A gang of homies were like, they were deep, fool. It was like fucking 50 motherfuckers behind our apartment. And I remember looking out my window and shit, and then I was just like with my hands like this and shit, and I was just soaking game, bro. Just like hearing everything my pops was saying and shit. Something had happened that night, like somebody got jumped somewhere or something. But I remember my dad was just talking, and everybody was like, yeah, like. So that's when I kind of knew. I was just like, oh yeah, this fool's a joint from over here for sure.
A lot of times, bro, kids. Well, this for me, I speak for myself. You feel me? But to me, my dad was my superhero, right? And I kind of wanted to follow the footsteps that my dad did. You feel me? But is that kind of the case with you? Like, you kind of wanted to follow the footsteps that your dad did?
Most definitely, bro. Like, but I always knew like jail, that's not what the fuck I wanted, because my dad did a lot of time. And I remember when I was young, dog, I remember I was that shit bothered me a lot, fool. Like, when I used to go to like people's pads and shit, and their pops would be right there, like my dad was always in jail, you feel me? So that shit always like used to bother me, bro. Like, I used to be like, fuck, like, I wish my pops was out, I wish my pops was doing this, or like, I was always like rolling with like the homies I played tackle football with or baseball with. I was always rolling with them in their car with their pops and shit. Like, pops getting them ready and shit in the morning type shit. Like, so like that shit was always like, nah, that's not what I want to do, bro. I'm not gonna be in jail. I'm gonna be there for my kids. Not saying that fool gave me the best schooling, like street schooling, like. That fool, I remember one time before that fool went to jail, that fool told me one time, he was like, hey man, if you wanna bang and be in these streets, he's like, one thing you gotta know, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you some game. Don't ever stay in one spot for too long, you feel me? Every 30 minutes, move, you feel me? And that shit kept me alive, bro, for a long time, you feel me? Because there was always situations where homies got blasted and I was just there. But that shit always stuck in my mind. You feel me?
You feel
Like,
like that type of clutch shot saved you from certain
bro, that shit
situations?
saved me a lot because I would always look at my fucking, if I had a watch, a psychic, a boost mode,
Yeah, I
whatever,
remember the sidekicks. They were popping.
whatever
The
it was,
razors.
whatever it was, bro, I would look at it and I'll be like, oh, 30 minutes is up. I gotta move. And I would go to a different spot in the hood where all the homies was. I never was like, that's why my name Bounce. You feel me?
Ah,
I was always on the move, bro. Like,
that's how you got your name?
I got my name. My dad's Big Bounce from my hood.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then he got a little homie. His name's Little Bounce. He's busted right now. Yeah, shout out Little Bounce. You feel me? Coming home soon. Um, and me, you feel me? It was me. Like my dad always, he really wanted to save Little Bounce for me, but he already had a little homie. Like I think before I was even born and shit.
Mm.
Excuse me. Um, yeah, bro. And then I was born, and he saved the name for me. But yeah, it's funny because my manager and shit, he be like, man, that's why your name Bounce, nigga. You always moving around, jumping around, and fucking don't stay still. You always moving locations and shit. I can never find your ass. Like, so yeah. I always, that shit always stuck in my head. That glitch shot he gave me. But
Where's
yeah, he always gave me good game and shit.
Where's Pops at now?
He's in Ensenada right now. We just went to go visit him. Me and my homie Ruben and shit. Last Father's Day. I gotta go more and shit to go see that fool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just went to fucking visit him Father's Day. We had a bomb ass time over there. Grilled food over there and shit.
That's cool.
It was fun.
So back to the childhood, right? Pretty much, it was lovely then. You grew up in the neighborhood was rough, right? But you had pops who looked out, and I'm sure moms who looked out, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
So-
Pops just was always in and out of jail, but like that fool, that fool's name and shit always like opened doors and shit for me because of who he was. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, everybody, showed me love because of who my dad was. Because sometimes there was points where I was just like, damn, like that shit don't even matter now. Now when I was getting older, like,
What age?
like 16, 17, it was already like that shit didn't even matter no more. Like,
So from your childhood heading into like your early teens, how was that like?
rough, bro. I never went to school. I was always ditching. It was bad, bro. That shit was crazy, bro. Like when I was like 15, 16, going into those ages.
So the early teens, it was. Why you say it was tough for you?
I just controlled myself, bro. I controlled a lot of my shit. Like I didn't really have no, like, my moms couldn't control me. My grandma and grandpa, they're from Mexico and shit. They only speak Spanish. They were just always like, "Oh, you're like your dad."
Oh, so you're ditching school. What are you doing exactly? Just kicking it?
I was just like, whenever I was in school and shit, bro, it was kind of like people would be happy when they see me, fool, because I was never in school, bro. I was always on the block with the homies, ditching. I remember I used to fucking kick it. We used to kick it. My right there in the laundromat in my hood, they used to have the little maquinitas and shit, the games. And we used to be in there all fucking day. And all the homies that were like years older, thank you. All the homies that were like years older than us, they used to be like, man, fuck, could go to school, because all the homies used to be in school. I was always like just block hugging, bro, just chilling on the block. I always wanted to be in the mix, bro, with the older fools. Like,
does that come from you seeing your dad like do what he do, or you kind of did that on your own accord?
Nah, I kind of did that because I was just like fuck everything, fuck school,